Good afternoon, student. Today we'll start chapter 15, our environment. In this chapter, first of all, I'll tell you about the definition of the environment. Environment is the sum total of external factors and conditions that affect organisms without becoming an integral part of them. It comprises of physical and biotic environment. Physical environment is composed of non-living components like air, water, soil, wind, light and temperature, while biotic environment comprises of three categories of living organisms: producers, that is plants; consumers, decomposers, such type. Okay, children. In the next, you will see first I'll tell you about the ecosystem. In this chapter, you have to study about the ecosystem also. All organisms such as plants, animals, microorganisms and human beings, as well as the physical surroundings, interact with each other and maintain a balance in nature. All the interacting organisms in an area together with the non-living constituents of the environment form an ecosystem. Ecosystem is an integrated system resulting from this interaction of living and non-living factors of some specific geographical area. These interactions occurs by means of food chains and biochemical cycles, resulting in energy flow, biotic diversity and material cycling. It is also called ecological system. For example, if you visit a garden, you will find different plants such as grasses, trees, flowers bearing plants like rose, jasmine, sunflower and animal like frogs, insects and birds. All these living organisms interact with each other and their growth, reproduction and other activities are affected by the abiotic components of ecosystem. So a garden is an ecosystem. Other types of ecosystems are forests, ponds and lakes. These are natural ecosystem, while gardens and crop fields are human-made ecosystem. Okay, children, human-made or artificial ecosystem. First of all, I'll tell you about the food chain and food web. You will see in the diagram also. We have formed a series of organisms feeding on one another. This series of organisms taking part at various biotic levels form a food chain. Each step or level of the food chains forms a trophic level. Thus, autotrophs or the producers are at the first trophic level. You will see in the figure. Okay, children? They fix up the solar energy and make it available for heterotrophs or the consumers. The herbivores or primary consumers come at the second. Small carnivores or the secondary consumers come at the third, and larger carnivores or the tertiary consumers forms the fourth trophic level. We know that the food we eat acts as a fuel. Everyone, you know, without fuel our body can't work, okay, to provide us energy to do work. Thus, the interactions among various components of the environment involves flow of energy from one component of the ecosystem of the system to another. As we have studied, the autotrophs capture the energy, means green plants capture the energy present in sunlight, and convert it into chemical energy. This energy supports all the activities of the living world. From autotrophs, the energy goes to the heterotrophs and decomposes. However, as we shown in the previous chapter, you have already studied in sources of energy. When one form of energy is changed to another, some energy is lost to the environment in the forms which cannot be used again. The flow of energy between various components of the environment has been extensively studied, and it has been found that the green plants in a terrestrial ecosystem capture about 1% of the energy of sunlight that falls on their leaves and convert it into food energy. Children, remember, only 1% of energy is 1% of the energy of sunlight that falls on their leaves. Only 1%. Okay, children, remember. Next, you will study about here. When green plants are eaten by primary consumers, a great deal of energy is lost. As heat to the environment, some amount goes into digestion and in doing work, and the rest goes towards growth and reproduction. An average of 10% of the food eaten is turned into its own body and made available for the next level of consumers. Therefore, 10% can be taken as the average value for the amount of organic matter that is present at each step and reaches the next level of consumers. Since so little energy is available for the next level of consumers, food chains generally consist of only 3 or 4 steps. The loss of energy at each step is so great that very little usable energy remains after 4 trophic level. You can see here in the first, second, third, fourth trophic level means fourth is the tertiary consumers. Okay, since so little energy is available for the next level, food chains generally consist of only 3 or 4 steps. Okay, children, for this there are generally a greater number of individuals in trophic levels of an ecosystem, the greatest number of the producers. The length and complexity of food chains vary greatly. Each organism is generally eaten by 2 or more other kinds of organisms, which in turn are eaten by several other organisms. That is known as the. So instead of straight line food chains, the relationship can be shown as in series of branching lines called a food web. You can see here this one. Okay, this one is the food web. This is a branching lines. Okay, one organism is eaten to another organism. See here. From the energy flow diagram, 2 things become clear. Firstly, the flow of energy is unidirectional. The energy that is captured by the autotrophs does not revert back to the solar input, and the energy which passes to the herbivores does not come back to autotrophs. Children, you must remember this. Okay, which passes to next group means heterotrophs, autotrophs to heterotrophs that cannot come back. Okay, as it moves progressively through the various trophic level, it is no longer available to the previous level. Secondly, the energy available at each trophic level gets diminished progressively due to loss of energy at each level. Less energy you will get by the next organisms. Another interesting aspect of food chain is how unknowingly some harmful chemicals enter our bodies through the food chain. You have already studied this in the class 9 also. Okay children, next you will see here is diagram showing flow of energy in the ecosystem. First sunlight producers, after that herbivores, then carnivores, then top carnivores. Okay children, this all you will remember. Okay children, good luck, learn all.